So this is the tank portion of War Thunder, a bullet bouncing simulator, or sometimes you might get lucky and actually get one through. I suppose you could say it's in direct competition with World of Tanks, another great tank simulator game, but War Thunder has some advantages the World of Tanks doesn't have, at least the last time I played it about 2 years ago. The most prominent advantage that I find as someone who's more of a casual player is in War Thunder, if your tank gets destroyed, you can then jump into one of your other tanks and rejoin the battle. So if you have a respawn allowance of 3 tanks, and you have 3 tanks, then you can respawn 3 times. Whereas in World of Tanks, if you died just the once, you're either spectating or you left the match. Also in World of Tanks, if you left the match and you still had tanks allocated to the match, then you had to wait until those tanks were free before you could join another match with that tank. This meant if you had your super duper tier 5 heavy tank, whatever, and you just played a match with it and you got one hit from behind or something like that, spectacular, then you couldn't actually use that tank for another 5 minutes. Or I should say until the match has ended, either by all the tanks being destroyed or the timer has ran out. So you just sat there and sort of waited or used one of your lesser tanks instead. War Thunder also gives you more options in the match to deal with enemy players in the form of artillery, bombing runs, that sort of thing, whereas World of Tanks was purely about the tanks. War Thunder is also kinder to the free-to-play audience in that most things can be just earned through the game instead of costing money. Whereas in World of Tanks, you would have to pay real money for some ammo types. In War Thunder, as far as I can tell so far, everything as far as ammo types, special abilities, that sort of stuff is all completely free. Anyway, that's enough information about the game. If you do want to learn more, Google it. I'm sure there's plenty of YouTube videos of people explaining more in depth on what the game is actually about and how it works. So I'll get into some footage of me derping around in the game. Hope you enjoy. This guy just did not want to leave me alone. He obviously, I'm guessing, had a damaged gun or loader or something like that. Kept trying to ram me from behind, whereas my ally didn't even know. Or I assume he didn't even know, because he did nothing the entire time. Until he gets destroyed in a couple of seconds. I mean, it just seems that this Stug, I think it is, just loved my bum. Loved it. Just needed to get a closer view. And I couldn't pan the top of his tank or hit the front of it with my top turret, and every time I tried to spin around, he'd actually push me so that it wouldn't work. So it pushed me right in the line of fire of about 4 other tanks on his team. Slowly getting around. Felt like forever because he was still pushing up against my tank and it was just screwing everything up. I couldn't get enough speed to change direction, whereas he already had some momentum going with his tracks. When I finally did get around, I'm like, oh buddy, you are so freaking dead. And then this happened. That's like, oh, my day couldn't get any worse. Though it did take out one of their own. The fella next to me also died from the bombs. So I was just travelling along and passed through a couple of like little entrenched areas, and a building and just shit went crazy.
Yeah, you'd probably be on fire. Oh! Nailed him. They gotta go for him first. Teamwork. Good job. You just one-shot him? Huh. What'd you do? Nice. Oh my god, going from the Tiger to this fucking AA or AT tank is like god tier. 28 k's an hour feels like I'm in a fucking Jeep. Oh my god. You don't understand how much you sucked to like miss speed. Yeah, one of them nailed my throat, ammo bin. I was like, damn it.
Okay, so I thought I'd do some more commentary because I've got no sound on this video again. It's starting to feel like I'm using Fraps for my recording program again. So basically what happened was I started trying to peek around these rocks to see if I could get any pot shots because I was up against some serious tanks in my M4, which honestly doesn't compare much to things like Tigers. But I managed to find a Tiger that was in the worst position ever because it was exposing all of its top armor to me. And when I was able to actually hit it on that top armor, I'd pen easily and get inside of the tank. And yet still I managed to bounce one off of the top of the turret itself, because Tigers are just so far out of the M4's league, it's not funny. But eventually they noticed that I was up here trying to snipe them off, and it didn't take them too long to basically make it so I couldn't peek around the corner without having my head completely destroyed, I suppose, because there's a turret in this, isn't it? Well, that's all from me at the moment. Thanks for watching the video, hope you enjoyed, and I'll have more out in the future. Thank you.